Hello, 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 hello. It's time for us to be together again. Wow. Yeah. Like sometimes there are like these really big questions in life that we come up against. Like, who are we? Right? Who are we really? Like, what are our desires? What do we absolutely love? It's crazy. Sometimes I know that there have been times in my life where I've actually gone out and asked people, like, what do you dream of? What's your vision for the future? What do you want? What's your deepest desire? And I was so surprised sometimes to see where people had no idea of what they wanted, of what their desires were, of a vision that they might have for the future. Like I never thought about it, or I'm, you know, I don't know. I don't vision for my life or like who are you? What do you love? Not and that's really, really an important question. Think about it like when you're out in social environments, which we're beginning to do more of that now. When you're out in social environments, how about if you ask the question of oh, what do you do for a living? What if you ask people, and I did this all the time, what if you ask people, tell me what it is that you do that you really love, right? People are like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. What do you really love? What excites you? What lights you up? What just gets your heart all excited and puts a big smile on your face? You really just can't wait to do it. Might even toss and turn in bed all night thinking about it. Do you have those things? Do you have those those thoughts? Those desires? Well, if you don't, let's connect to that energy. And if you do, fantastic, right? Because it's like discovering the journey and knowing who you are. So, so I would say, I think one of the key elements that we cannot overlook at all is what is it that we were so excited about that just tickled us beyond belief when we were little. Like when we were little, what did we love to do, love to do, love to do? And it's funny because right now I'm thinking about it. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna say it anyway, just because I used to love playing store. I loved it. I loved it. And I loved the whole thing. And so it's no wonder that there was a time in my life a long time ago where I worked in retail and I loved working in retail. I loved working in retail for a number of reasons, right? Doesn't pay a lot of money or anything like that, but I loved just the aspects of working in retail and meeting people and yeah, it was just fun. So and I like to I like to arrange and sort things. So I'm one of those people. So it was perfect because there was lots of stuff to play with. and my and my bosses always loved me, but like that was something that I loved to do. That was like a childhood thing that I loved to do. And and so I even remember it as an adult when I was actually doing it. I loved it. I worked for a major department store here in town at the cash register when I was 16 years old, and I loved it. I loved it. Well, that's a long time ago. That's like 44 years ago. you know, but it's like, what did you love? I also loved being in nature. Nature was like a big thing for me. I was like just being in enveloped in nature, being present with all of the nature spirits and all of the trees and the animals and the water and the rock people and finding these little nesting places where I could make a little home for myself, a little getaway into a very quiet and sacred place. And so for me, like nature has been something that I've just been really passionate about. And I had recently where we were asked a question of, like, what is it that you would like more abundance in your life? Like, what would you like more of? And I'm thinking, I was like, I just can't really, I'm not coming up with anything. And I said, oh, nature. I would love more nature in my life. I love more nature in my life. Nature lights me up, dancing under the stars, singing to the trees. It's a holy, sacred. It's going to church for me. That is what when I enter into these sacred cathedrals of trees. I'm sure you've seen them. They're made of wood, but they're living. They come up out of the earth and they create this massive cathedral above you. Mm. And so, if you're not feeling really like creative right now, or feeling like you know what your desires are, or feeling like you have anything that you really want to call forth in this moment right now, just kind of look back and think. Think about, what did you love to do? Did you love to finger paint? Did you love to play with color? Did you love tinkering with things? Like my youngest son used to love to take everything apart in the house. Remember? Yeah, yes, I said apart. I never said back together. So, clocks and any kind of mechanical thing was always in jeopardy, right? Right. And so, just um, what is it? What is it that you were really inspired, or excited you as a child? And that could lead you. That could definitely lead you. Did you like to write? Did you like to journal? Did you like to make up stories? Did you play with puppets? Right? Did you dig in the sand? I think it's probably awesome to think about these things right now, because I think that I think childhood is changing through our generations. Yeah, I think that a lot of the things that I did as a child, children today don't do, for many reasons. It's just a different time. The focus is different. Yeah, it's very, very different. And so I feel extremely blessed in this moment right now to feel, yeah, like my mom was always, throwing me out of the house. She was always telling me to get out and go have go have fun, go do something. And I did, and I got pulled into the heart of the mother, into the heart of nature, and I became curious about animals and insects and wood, rotting wood, and growing trees and birds and chipmunks and squirrels, and all of the majesty of nature. Mm, yeah. And so it's important for us to cultivate that childlike wonder. It's important for us to tap into our deepest desires. It's important to remember what excited us as a child. And I pray that you can have that touchstone, that there's something that comes to you. It's like, oh yeah. And it might not even come right now. Because that's just the way things work in the universe. It might not come right now, but there might come a moment where you remember something. Like, I had a passion for eating. I don't know why this is funny. You never know what's gonna come out of my mouth, and this is even funnier. When we were little, when I was a kid, those moon pies? For whatever reason, with the neighborhood kids, it was a contest to see if who could put the whole moon pie in your mouth and take it out without a bite in it. Now, I don't know what that has to do with any of that, but it's just like, maybe it has to do with the way that memories will just will sweetly begin to flow in. Maybe that too is just where I'm at in my journey on this beautiful mother, on this beautiful earth, that I'm given these sweet, sweet remembrances, right? But think of what excited you as a child, as a little. Where was your wonder? Where were you like, wow? Maybe it was the stars. Maybe you were the cosmos. And then I would say, begin to play in those realms, or begin to just like Expose yourself to them more and more, right? So that you can experience more joy, more bliss. All right. Well, I love you. I love you. I love you. It's always so good to be here with you. Hmm. Much love, much love. Be love, be love, beloved. I'll see you soon.